Welcome everybody to the Painted Lines' YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, we appreciate the constant support. I'm Brock Landis. You can find me on Twitter at LandisBrock, Landes. And for the edit, Chris Deebs, the man himself, on Twitter at Mr. Crockpot. That's at MrCrockpot. And stay with us because we'll tell you why patience is a virtue for the Philadelphia 76ers' Ben Simmons. Patience is a virtue which is applicable to Ben Simmons' career with the Philadelphia 76ers. Unfortunately for Simmons, the multi-dimensional quarterback of the Sixers' offense, his tenure in the NBA has been overshadowed by his neglect to attempt three-point field goals. Furthermore, his shooting attempts within the perimeter, or lack thereof, provide no optimism for disillusioned fans that have already fallen victim to myopia or nearsightedness. Because Simmons' progression has occurred horizontally, improving in areas of the game in which he has already mastered, he is one of the most scrutinized players league-wide. The efficiency that Simmons has demonstrated through just 3 seasons is historical. In fact, he joined some of the most prestigious company in the NBA statistically while he was barely old enough to purchase an alcoholic beverage. But Brock, Simmons is 6 feet 10 inches. He should dominate guards in the post. He should be the best rebounding guard. He should. Actually, you should shut up. It is Simmons' fault that his parents produced a child that would grow to that stature? Absolutely not. Instead, contrary to basketball players of the same height, Simmons developed an offensive skill set that very few players throughout the history of the NBA have harnessed. As opposed to being relegated to a stretch four role at his height, Simmons established an offensive identity which features him as a primary ball handler and facilitator. Simmons uses his height and athleticism to his advantage, which differentiates him from most to all other current NBA point guards. The third-year point guard dilutes defenses within the paint, physically overpowers opponents with speed and strength, and dissects defenses with his unmatched court vision. Ironically enough, he consistently does all of this without the threat of a jump shot. Simmons does not regularly need to fire away from beyond the arc, nor does he need to attempt a surplus of shots within the perimeter. Rather, he needs to slowly add the threat of a jump shot to his arsenal in order to prevent defenses from sagging far enough to create a logjam in the paint. Simmons' jump shooting needs to improve in small increments over time, which contractually, both he and Philadelphia have plenty of. To expect Simmons to, all of the sudden, feature threatening perimeter shooting and become a marksman within the arc is unrealistic. Continual growth for Simmons, though, shooting the basketball, will certainly perplex defenses even further, leading to greater point production and sustained dominance. Simmons' refusal to attempt three-point shots is not motivated by his inability to make them, but rather strategy. Simmons' size is certainly advantageous at the guard position, and his relentlessness around the rim and physicality getting there is seemingly unmatched by defenders. He causes defensive displacement when he penetrates the lane and constantly warrants defensive attention. Simmons' post-oriented half-court offense has proven effective, while hurling up three-point attempts will be more of a waste of possession. For example, Kemba Walker and Russell Westbrook are attempting over 1.5 three-point attempts per game with 22 to 18 seconds on the shot clock, and both own a three-point field goal percentage of 22.5% or lower there. Even James Harden and Kyle Lowry, trigger-happy guards, attempt over 2.5 three-point attempts per game with 18 to 15 seconds on the shot clock, where both own a three-point percentage of less than 25%. The truth of the matter is that a plethora of defenders sag off of opposing players because of their low three-point shooting frequency and inability to convert those field goals. Defenders give Simmons cushion not because he cannot make the jump shots, but because they are daring him to shoot them. And he won't. But that's okay, because defenders can do nothing to stop Simmons. Defenses are cognizant of Simmons' refusal to shoot, and coaches employ defensive schemes that give Simmons enough space to shoot but try to limit his paint scoring. Yet Simmons has averaged near a triple-double every single game of his career from ages 21 to 23, which means either 29 other defenses have no answer, or Simmons is getting really lucky. The jump shot burden is not exactly hindering Simmons' dominance, as he is one of the most consistently productive basketball players on this planet, but passiveness derails him in games and causes him to disappear sometimes. His playmaking ability and awareness on the floor is unrivaled, but more aggressiveness will greatly benefit Simmons. Relax though, Philadelphia fans. Success and work ethic cannot be supplemented. Those two are dependent on one another, but neither are built and earned overnight. Simmons' body of work through just 3 seasons is so impressive for his age. Simmons is just 23 years old, less than 5 years removed from college, operating at a high caliber level. Simmons most commonly draws comparisons to Magic Johnson because of their resemblance in style of play and stature, but it took the Hall of Fame point guard 10 seasons to attempt more than 1 3-point attempt per game. Likewise, Magic Johnson produced 13.2 field goal attempts per game over the course of 13 seasons, and Simmons' career average is just 1 attempt shy at 12.3. It took Michael Jordan 7 seasons to win his first championship, and he shot less than 44% from the field twice before. The great LeBron James won nothing of any magnitude until his 7th year, shooting less than 48% from the field in all but 2 seasons prior to 2011. Simmons owns a career 55.3% field goal percentage, just below his career 56.8% true shooting percentage. He owns a career offensive rating of 112, a tick below Giannis Antetokounmpo's career 113 offensive rating. If one thing is falling in Simmons' 3rd professional season, it's his defensive rating, which is indicative of his improved defense. He owns a defensive rating of 98.7 in 2019, the best mark in his career, and uncoincidentally, the Sixers' defense is statistically the best it has been since 2011. Simmons comfortably resides within the top 5 league-wide in steals per game, deflections per game, screen assists per game for NBA guards, screen assist points per game for NBA guards, and assist points created. In each of Simmons' 2 full seasons, he has contributed close to 10 win shares, owns one of the highest shooting foul percentages in the NBA, drove to the basket and converted around the rim more efficiently than almost any other guard in the league, and engineered 2 consecutive 50-win seasons. Oh, and the career 3.5 turnovers per game are not inexcusable, but they are inevitable. Simmons touches the basketball 96.4 times per game, 4th most in the NBA, makes 73.2 passes per game, the most in the NBA, and receives the basketball 73.4 times a game via pass, the 5th most this season. Be patient and be appreciative of Simmons because he is a generational talent that is rapidly blossoming into a larger-than-life superstar. Good things come to those who wait, and the basketball gods delivered Simmons to Philadelphia for kickstarting a revolution in professional basketball. Now, it is Simmons' turn to deliver to Philadelphia what both he and the city craves.